All right, we're here with Coach Mike Jeffers, head basketball coach for the men's team.
Morning, guys.
Coach, thanks for coming here. Just talk about the first three games. Good start, obviously.
It was a good start. We're 3-0. Probably the results we expected in the first two. The third game was probably a little, with Penn Valley, a little surprising as far as how well we played, especially the first half, and then probably the first 5, 6, 7 minutes of the second half. To get up 20 on a very, good, experienced Penn Valley team was kind of shocking for me and our coaching staff. But our guys played really well.
Yep.
That first 25, 30 minutes.
Penn Valley, you guys had a 15-point lead heading into halftime, and I believe eventually got it higher. They had a 9-0 run and eventually got it down to single digits in their deficit. But what were you guys able to do to overcome their comeback in the second half and remain positive and remain focused?
Well, I think our guys really responded with about 6 or 7 minutes to go. I think they got our 20-point lead down to about 9. And we were able to get a backdoor layup to Jason Payton. That put us back up 11. Then we beat the press twice and got layups, and that put us back up to 15. And pretty much the game was done by then.
I've noticed Kyle Speed during your timeouts. He's always talking to the players. He's always getting them pumped up. What kind of leadership does he bring? I mean, how's he been in these 3 games?
Kyle's given us tremendous leadership. I think I said even last year, at the end of last year, I've never seen a player contribute more to a team by not playing as Kyle Speed did last year with that team. Now this year, he's given us that leadership, has moved from the bench to the floor. And as young a team as we have, we were in practice yesterday. Kyle Speed's played 1 year college basketball. Jason Payton didn't even get a half a year. And then basically we've got 12 other guys on our team that haven't played more than 1 or 2 college games ever. So it's like having 12 freshmen out on that floor in addition to Kyle Speed and Jason Payton. So his leadership is huge when you get this young a team.
Well, congratulations on your 3-0 so far. Points as a total, you've beaten your opponents by 90 so far. And basically, how do you keep the momentum going, being 3-0 and not stopping from there?
Well, I think it's a combination of the things we try to do, and emphasize with our team, and that's one, defend. I didn't think our defense was very good early. It's getting better, and that's the kind of teams we usually have, is that our defense gets better as we go along. Defend, execute. Our execution, I think this group, I had Blake Baird was here the other night at the Penn Valley game. Jimmy Hubbard, who played on our 2001 national championship team that went to Cincinnati, was here. And even our former players were impressed at how well we executed in a half court. Now our execution against the press has got to get better. We haven't seen a lot of that, and Penn Valley threw a press on us late there, and kind of that's what got them back in the game. But our defense, our execution, rebounding, we out-rebounded Penn Valley by, 10 the other night, I think. I don't know if it's been a long time since we did that. And then our transition. We talk about doing probably the 4 hardest things in basketball to do is defend, execute, rebound, and then transition both offensively and defensively. And I thought we've done a really good job of that. And we've got to continue to do those things and get better at them.
The season's still young, but what are you pleased with and what needs to be worked on?
I'm pleased with our team chemistry more than anything else, and how well these guys have bonded and come together and realize that their success depends on each other. Football is the ultimate team sport, but basketball runs a pretty close second, and that your success really depends on the other 4 guys on the floor with you and then the other 10 to 12 guys on your team.
Now, Tuesday night you'll have Heston. What do you expect to see out of them as a team?
It's always a tough game at Heston. They get the band going there, and their students come out really well, and it's not a real big, as far as seating area, they probably only hold maybe 750 in their gym, but they'll put 400, 500, 600 people in there on a given night, and especially with these region games, and their players really get pumped up to play us. I think a lot of it is the respect they have for our program and the success that we've had. And it's always, you can look at the record books. We had a game back in 03 or 04, I don't even remember which year, but we set a school record for margin of victory here, 70-something points, and then about 3 weeks later we go to Heston and get beat at the buzzer on a shot. So, you toss everything out the window. It's a region game. It's our first road game, and it'll be interesting to see how this team responds.
Coach, I wanted to ask another question about Cal Speed. I noticed in the Penn Valley, a lot of people were listed 6'5" on that roster, but with his size, it looks like a disadvantage on paper. But he was able to go out there, make separation, and get open shots. How was he able to do that with his size?
A lot of that's our execution, is design with our cuts. With our offense that we run in the half court against man-to-man with our high post, it's kind of set up that if you really pressure us, then we're going to get some backdoor layups. We're going to get easy shots going to the basket and get layups. If you play soft, like St. Mary's JV did, we made 12 threes. So a lot of it's design, it's execution, it's screens by your teammates. So that's where the team aspect really comes into play. And Kyle's a good player. He comes off that handoff. He gets good separations. I thought our ball screen, our pick and roll was very good the other night in creating separation, not just for our big men, but for our guards coming off. Their guys really didn't step out and help on that real well, especially late in the game when fatigue becomes a factor. I thought they did a good job early, but as you go along, you keep grinding away, it makes it a little harder to do.
Thank you, Coach.
I thought of one
Sorry.
real quick. I noticed a couple of times this year when Hayden Parks has been open at the top, he's hit a three. Is that something that you work into your offense?
That's by
normally?
design.
By design.
By design. Yeah, the better, we've had some really good guys in that high post that could shoot it. You go back and look at the record books. Joel Yeldell shot 57% from three-point range for his career, and it was all from the top of the key.
Yeah.
We do a lot of shooting drills. We chart them in practice. We know where their best areas are on the floor.
Yeah.
And for most players, that shot from the top of the key is usually one of their better spots.
Yeah.
And out of our high post offense, that's by design.
Yeah.
And we know who can shoot it and who shouldn't be shooting it up there. And the team and our guys, they know who should be shooting the ball from the perimeter.
It reminded me a lot of Q a couple of years ago. He did the same thing. He'd open.
Same thing. You find that guy that has a certain skill. And at this level, and for us, a lot of times we have a hard time finding a Rory Spencer who can go down low and get you 15 to 20 points in the low post. And we have a much easier time finding that 6'5", 6'6" guy that can play in the high post that can shoot the ball. That's a little undersized inside, but he can score from the perimeter. But no, I like what Hayden and Ross both did against Penn Valley. Those guys combined for about 25, 26 points and 20-something, almost 20 rebounds. So, you get that kind of production from your 5 spot. We'll take that every night.
Well, thanks, Coach, for coming in.
All right, thanks, guys.